And there we go. I think I'll rotate this a little bit. We should be online. Hello everybody, hello. For some reason I think the chat is not working. Okay, I need to open this in a new. There we go, chat here is working. Okay. There we go. Welcome everybody to a very chill learning stream. Well, I call it learning stream, but it's not that different from the other streams. It's just we're going to do whatever you guys want to do. I thought we're going to talk a little bit about line weight, because that's what you guys brought up quite often. And actually, let me see if my Discord is open and pull it to the side, because I told you if you have any thing you want feedback on, you can put it into the feedback channel, but it's empty, so it's fine. Robert Plus ring fit. What's a ring fit? I don't know what that is. Sorry about my webcam, by the way. That's a very weird, very strong webcam. So it's gonna be a bit stronger today. Hey Billy, welcome as well to the stream. I'm just setting this up. So, if you guys want to say anything in the chat, what you want to talk about, feel free to put it in there. Today's drawings are gonna be extremely wonky. Just a fair warning. I am testing out a drawing tablet, which there's going to be a video in a couple of weeks, I think. But I wanted to take some time and draw on the tablet before I give my opinion on it. Oh, sneezing coming. Sorry about that. Oh, so because I'm used to drawing on a screen, I thought I'll take my time to get used to this drawing tablet. So that's what you're gonna see today as well. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here on my table. So yeah, I thought we're going to talk a little bit about line weight, line thickness, stuff like that. Thank you, CEO. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of warm-ups. Let me switch to a different. There we go. That's more. And clean this up. Okay, so this is not where. That's great. Okay, there's some. Bless you. Thank you, Billy. Okay, eraser and pencil. So I'm just gonna draw something sci-fi. Not. I don't really know where I want to go with this, but I thought if we do something, whatever it is, sci-fi, and then we can go into the line weight once I start working on it. Hey Saman, welcome to the stream. And I do want to step away a little bit from the boxiness. So while I did start out boxy, let's actually do it without the boxiness. I'm just gonna try with a middle line and then just see where this takes me. Just throwing down some shapes. Yeah, I'm thinking of some sort of future transport, and then based on that we can discuss the lines a little bit. Actually, let me come back to this one and let me make it bigger. Let's go up to 10 size. So I don't, if my, yeah, that's good. That's good. So if the brush is thick and big, I usually stay away from detailing too early, too much. So that's why I'm going with this one rather than something that I'm used to. Matsubo, do you have drawing habits in terms of some you actively try to avoid but keep occasionally? Oh yeah. Funnily enough, nothing comes to mind right now, but I know that I'm constantly seeing things that I do. So I also have muscle memory. I love doing sort of this round shape, putting it into everywhere. So that's something that I just want to get rid of because I use it too much. But I do have habits that are not good. So right now they are not really coming to mind. But that is I think something that many people struggle with. Something that happens, especially now that I switch back to this drawing tablet, that I noticed is that I draw from my wrist every now and then, just because it's not where I look. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but every now and then I do a little bit of wrist drawing, and yeah, not the happiest about that. Hey Trap Legion, welcome to the stream. Other than that, I'm pretty sure I have others as well. It's hard to remember now what I have. So I wanted to make it a bit rounder, so let's stay with that. So actually, back to eraser. I don't like this. Maybe it would have been easier if instead designing a vehicle, I just draw one from reference, because then I can jump straight into it. You know what? Let's do that. Dimitri Pokin, what is the theme of the stream? The theme of the stream is feedback. If you guys have anything that you need feedback on, or answering questions, but I'm mostly going to talk about lines, thickness, and weight, which is basically the same thing. There we go. Hey Roducci, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the stream. So let me see. Is music audible? Is it loud enough? Is it too loud? Give me a bit of a feedback on that. I'm gonna look up. Let's do some sort of small car. Or maybe not. I'm always changing my mind on things. Since this is almost done, I might as well just stick with this. Something like that. Let's move this a little bit lower. Maybe we could give it some sort of wings. Also, another topic for today, just for the people who just arrived, I am going to do a tablet test in one of the upcoming videos. and I am drawing on a pen tablet right now, so not my usual screen. So my drawings are going to be a little bit jankier. So just so you're, if you're wondering why my lines don't look as crisp or as good as usual, that's one of the reasons. This is Sketchbook or Sketchbook Pro. I don't know what they're calling it now. Let's go with Sketchbook. And why I did like this wing in the beginning, I start to like it less. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit. In the meantime, feel free to ask questions. The music volume does not disturb. Good. All right, that's good. I found some nice lounge music that should help us with a chill atmosphere. Maybe I want to bend these a little bit just to make it more interesting. There and here as well. And then give it a little, some sort of stabilizer wings here. And then some sort of engine / exhaust part here. Hey man, I keep struggling with proportions and perspective. Can you help me out? Well, I can. I have videos on perspective that might help you. And also have videos on proportion. I would say take a look at those. Unless you have, if you have a specific question right now, I can go into it, but struggling with proportions and perspective is quite a broad problem. So I would be able to give you more advice if you can narrow it down a little bit. So let's switch over to the line part. Okay, I can bring down the opacity a bit even more. After this, can you help me? I am struggling with drawing dark shadows on my robots. By dark shadows, I mean like Mike Mignola. Yeah, we can incorporate those dark shadows into this ship. So I'm going to do the center line first. Again, I'm not used to not drawing on the surface that I'm looking at. So this is a little bit awkward for me. Returning to proportions and perspective, they are kind of, everything is interlinked, of course, but also it's not two small topics that you can just push together. Also, like what about perspective is it that you're struggling with would be good to know. When I start dividing the product into cubes and simple shapes, they don't tend to come out right. Well, you have to measure. Here, let me take this away. Let me come back here to this one, push this up. And let's do a side view for this one so we can have some measurements as well. So we have these headlights, whatever they are, here, and now I'm trying to draw a little bit proportionally. Then we have sort of this front wing here. Then we have this here. Now I'm looking at this distance, and this distance sort of fits in here and a little bit. So I take here this distance, bring it over here and a little bit. And that's where I end. Basically, I'm drawing this part now. So this is sort of, I don't know, engine part, housing part. And then I look at this this big cabin, and I look at sort of this distance here, right? And I feel like that fits once and twice in there. So I'm gonna take the same distance here, which is this, and I'm gonna try to draw it twice. So it's gonna be 1, 2 until here. And this is at least how I look at proportions. It comes down there, and I see that the wing starts here, goes until there, so it starts here, and this is sort of half and goes almost another half. So it goes from here to somewhere here. So if we look at this line, this is half and these two halves sort of fit. And then I just say this is the sort of the wing. And then you also have this little, basically this part that cuts in here. Something like that. And then we also had something below that is not super clear right now. And then we have these back exhaust, well, not back exhaust, but the main engine exhaust where it pushes out all the good stuff. And then we have these two turbines or whatever they are. I feel like this could be, you can't see it, but I feel like this could be a bit more rounded, something like this. And then we also had, that's too high, something like this. Please, can you make more animal-inspired vehicle designs? Rough sketches would also do. Yeah, like if it fits into today, we'll do it today. Otherwise, we can do it in the next stream, which should be on Thursday. So this, here we have our little sketch. And as I said, you can use this also to, let me move it a little bit away from my main drawing. And we're just going to use this for proportions. And you can do this as you like, but whatever helps you sort of with the proportions, this you can then translate into your line work, which we're going to do here. I saw that you use markers for sketching and after it use pen. What is the advantage of? It's the same as using a pencil. It's basically what I did here. So imagine this is a pencil drawing, and now I take the pen and I just go. It's just pen. I don't know why I don't use pen. It's basically the method that they teach you at industrial design school. Is that instead of pencils, you start using markers, and you use a very low opacity marker and basically lay out what you want to draw and then go over it with a fine liner or a black marker, whatever you're using at the moment. Wait, I think it was like this. There we go. And I need this one. Yeah, I want a bit of softness in my eraser. How do you make believable greeblings for things like mech joints? Like the typical Jake Parker robots always get hung up in the logic of mine. Could also be engine pipe. Okay. So let me just note these down. So lines, then we talked about shadows. Someone wanted to know about harsh shadows, and greeblies. And for those who don't know, greeblies are basically what if you look at Star Wars and Star Destroyers, have all these little nonsensical detail on them. Like those are usually called greeblies. Yeah, this is so hard looking at the screen and drawing it there. Which products should I practice to enhance my skills? I don't know of a specific product that helps you enhance your skills. It's like whichever product you like, or whichever product you're weak with. Like if there's a product that you know that it's very hard for you to draw, try drawing that a little bit more. See why it's not working for you. Usually practicing something that you're not good at and seeing how other people do it as well. So not just repeating the same mistakes you make, but seeing how others solve the mistakes that you make. That should help you advance in whatever you're doing. Oof, ellipses are super hard when you're drawing on a pen tablet. I forgot about this. Well, at least you guys see me a bit struggle now as well. There we go. You have to see my jaw was trying to rotate along with the ellipse. Okay, that's hilarious. Hey Rugai, welcome to the stream. Hey Berna, no, don't worry, you're not late. We started not so long ago. And we're just having fun. What are we doing today? So as I mentioned on a community comment on YouTube, we're doing mostly line weight, and if people have feedback, they can, or if people want feedback, I can go over it live on stream. But so far, not many people signed up as in having issues and needing feedback. So we're doing the line weight issue. I thought I didn't miss you. I did miss you though, Trazen. I did miss you. Hi, Maisha Zira from welcome. Wait, I think it's Salamat Malam, right? In Indonesia right now. It must be quite late there. Okay, like I could talk about the Greeblies a little bit. Basically, I'm just trying to think of things like, okay, what sort of mechanisms I have there. So I try to think about the housing around those mechanisms. And then for Greeblies, I add little things like exhaust ports, connection, maybe vents, stuff like that. And then obviously I look a lot at reference as well. Hey, welcome Dust. Welcome to the stream. So I'm gonna use the ruler tool just to make sure that I have this correct. So I'm just gonna project down these points. This is basically what we talked last time, to see where I want to put my wings. Yeah, that seems much more correct than what I drew first. So this is where the correct wing should be coming. I'm gonna leave the details a little bit loose for now, just because I want to come back with a line weight and fix and also like explain stuff a bit more. What was happened with your webcam? It's too bright. Yeah, as I said, it's a different setup. It's not my old webcam, and that's. Let me see if I have some proper. Just give me a second. Maybe I can fix it. Okay, so let me see, because I turned on some more lights. Let's see if this makes it better. Not really, no. Okay, maybe I can still do something about the webcam. Let me come here, double click, configure video, exposure. No, not auto, thank you. Wow. Is this better, guy? Interesting, I can only have auto exposure on it. Oh, that's silly. Well, we have full darkness. Which one is better? This in darkness? Or the super bright one? Okay, wait, I can maybe bring it down here. Hue, sharpness, gamma, maybe a little bit. No, the gamma was good. White balance. No, that was not it. I guess this is the best I can do. It's still half of my face is white. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna stop playing around with it. It is what it is, guys. Next time it will be better. I'm divine. Thank you, Manuel. That's a good one. Yes. Oh wow. Okay, so at least it seems I lost sharpness now in the webcam. God damn it, guys. No, it seems okay. Alright, no problem. You are not here because of my looks, that is correct. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, Buck. Any other questions regarding drawing? Hello from India. Thank you very much. And welcome from India. It is like I stream from the basement too dark. Yeah. Even though I do have lights on. Okay, wait. Maybe we can fix. Okay, I did turn some more lights on, so maybe this will do absolutely nothing. No, it is better. Yeah, ish. Better-ish. Okay, I'm speeding this up a little bit because I feel like I was pussyfooting around a little bit too much. So let's just bring in this bent wing, which technically shouldn't work. But we're not about the technicalities today. Somewhere there. It's better. Not fantastic, it's a bit better. But line? No, you didn't. I feel like if it's bent, it should be a little bit shorter. Something like this. Also, it starts way too back. Let me bring out the ruler. So technically it should go there. And then the wing should come from there. Like there. There we go. What about the line tool as opposed to the ruler? Is there much of a difference? Well, with the line tool you put down a very rigid line. I can show you the difference. Welcome, Carlos. Welcome to the stream. So this is a line, super rigid, looks bad. With the ruler, you sort of have your own pressure, so you can use the pen pressure and make it as thin or as thick as you'd like. So it's just much nicer to use that, at least in this case. Okay. Another ellipse here. Oh, wrong. Oh, actually, no, I can leave that there. Let me zoom out a bit. I feel like I'm, once again, I am struggling a bit with this pen tablet. It's been a while since I used it. So, yeah. Whenever I do, just pay attention to my jaw, because I feel like my jaw tries to draw along with this thing. This I could adjust actually a little bit, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just select it. V. No, that's not what I like. Let's try it again. I do this. And we do this one instead now. There we go. So just trying to elongate it a little bit. There. I like that a bit more. What's my monthly income? Well, it depends. Sometimes it's absolutely nothing, and other times it's quite livable. As a freelancer, you don't really have a fixed monthly income. I heard designers are paid in likes and exposure. Yeah, exposure is a lot of my income, especially here on YouTube. I get paid a lot in exposure, and it helps me a lot. It brings a lot of bread money into the house, the exposure. Why don't you use the ellipse tool? Just because, as I said, I'm testing the drawing pad, and if I would be using the ellipse tool, it's like cheating if I want to get back into the flow of things. Almost there. Almost there. I feel like I would use the ellipse tool if I know how to do proper ellipses without it. And right now, because I haven't used this tool in a long, well, not the tool, but this drawing type of thing in a long time, it would be not smart of me to use that tool. So as you can see, again, I'm constructing to make sure that my proportions stay correct. So this is the distance here, and here I sort of am going to make the distance a little bit longer because, or I mean, due to foreshortening. There we go. And then from here it would come somewhere there. Somewhere there, and now we can close it as well. Well, it's cheating, yeah. I always say use the tools that are there for you, but make sure that you know how to do stuff also without the tools in case of emergency. It's not always necessary, but it is going to be a big help if you are able to do stuff not relying on computer technology. Okay, I think now I'm just gonna take away the underlay and start drawing stuff in. I also like to use the circle tool and then use it. Yeah, I use it in Photoshop. But once again, if you look at the ellipse tool. Where is my ellipse tool? Here. So with the ellipse tool, you have the same thing again, that you can use pen pressure. So this side is further away and this side is closer to us. So with the ellipse tool, I can easily put less pressure there and then add a bit of pressure where I'm on this side and release pressure again. And that's what I get there. Now, if I open a new layer and just create a line with this one, I can of course do the same thing. Bring it over here, rotate it, push it, push it, pull it, pull it. And now you see the difference. It's clear that one is nicely hand-drawn and planned out, and the other one is, yeah, just a circle that I modified. Oh, thank you for recommending me on Reddit, Saman. I wonder if there's a foreshortening. Well, there is definitely. Like if you look in Scott Robertson's book, or in some of the older drawing people's books, it is explained. It's just, it is dry, and it does get a bit, I don't want to say boring, but sometimes it is a bit boring. And it's also like, I learned a lot of this a long time ago, and I don't remember exactly how to explain it in a way that makes sense and not super dry and boring. So I just skip it many times. But yeah, speaking of line weights, since that's what we're talking about, and this is one of the things, everything that's further away from you becomes thinner, and everything that's closer to you becomes thicker. So obviously the distances, if you look at a cube, the distances are not going to be so big. So if we have Jimmy, let's call him Jimmy, standing here, and Jimmy has a hat on and he's holding this cube, this line is not going to be much thinner than the line that's closer to him. But if we have like a landscape, and then we have mountains in the background, and then some more mountains closer up. Wow, those are the ugliest mountains I've ever drew. And then you have some hills here, and then you have some sort of building there. And it sort of becomes clearer that stuff that is all the way back there is much thinner, and as you come closer, it becomes thicker and thicker. So that's one of the ways that you can do this thing. The other thing is lighting. So if you have a little sun here, and you have a box, okay, we have a box here, the line that's below or is in shadow is going to be darker. If we have a box here, let me make it thin, then the bottom line and this line, this is the sun. I have a new sun. So bottom and the shadow sides are always going to be a little bit thicker. So that's the trick there. The big wing at the back side seems to be off. Well, let's fix it then, shall we? I'm going to take a color, orange. So if you want to be pedantic about it, let me take the ruler again. We're fixing the wing, guys. Give me a second. Actually, this needs a little bit of incline because of perspective. Okay. So this is, if we look at the triangle, like this is one of the bases. And here we sort of this is the continuation. So we sort of have a shape like this. This is our wing shape, if I simplify it. Now what I have to do is copy this on the other side. So clearly we have the center place. So we're going to have this here, which is, I'm mostly guessing here a little bit, going to be here, something like this. And then if it goes until there, it would go there and this. So I still think it's relatively okay. Maybe it should be a little bit shorter. So once again, I just try to copy this shape over there. So this is our little shape. I'm gonna make this a little bit more see-through. Oh, back to black color. And let's see if we can fix it so that Mr. Kim is satisfied with the drawing as well. So this would clearly obstruct our wing. Oh, I need to lean back because I feel already I'm messing my neck up a little bit. This would go there. And then this would have this little clip off area. I feel like I could cut a bit off here as well, just to make it more equal. Or add a little bit here, something like that. Alright, and now we're gonna check in with Mr. Kim. What do you think? Is it a little bit better? I think it might be. Dimitri, I like to watch your stream and study sketching same time. I'm studying at Drawbox level 6 where sketching different everyday objects. Your videos about fundamentals of industrial design are very suitable. Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's usually also how I consume drawing videos, drawing entertainment, drawing whatever. I like to do my own drawing and just listen and then check in every now and then on what the person on the stream or in the video is doing. It's a good way of, one, exercising yourself, and two, also maybe learning something new. Please show your phone wallpaper to us. Huh? Phone wallpaper? I don't know. I think I just have the basic one. I'm not a big phone person, to be honest. Never really was. I guess I'm just too old. This should be bigger. I made it too small. Also, I have no idea how to show you the phone wallpaper when I'm drawing on the computer. From where do you buy Hema pens, which you use in your YouTube? Oh yeah, exactly, as Kim said. It's actually not just Netherlands. You guys should have it there as well, no, Kim? Don't you have Hema in Belgium? I know that Hema is also in some other countries outside of the Netherlands, but I don't know which ones exactly. Renzo, for me cubes and planes are easier to get right in perspective, but cylinders drive me crazy. Yeah, that's why I try to implement some cylinders here as well. So not just the cubes, which are simple. And it is good to step away from, like, cubes. It's good to start out with them, and it's easy to understand them. Of course, that's why we start out with cubes. But at a given point, you don't want to be locked in and always just draw cubes. So also, going back to Matsebob's way earlier question, if I have like bad drawing habits, starting with a cube is also something that's you can sort of let go of after a while. I'm not saying it's easy, because as you guys see, it's also hard for me to let go of cubes. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Oh, lean back, lean back. A bit better. The perspective view is a bit tricky for me there. Thanks for the thorough check. Well, I still, obviously it's probably still, I don't like this here. That looks a bit weird. I feel like it could be a little bit, maybe somewhere. I can still fix a bit of it. Let's see if this works better. Sometimes what technically is correct in perspective looks weird, and then you can cheat and draw it incorrectly. And if it looks good, then you're good. There, I'll leave it like this now. iPad or pen tablet for drawing. Right now I'm using a pen tablet, but iPad is easier for me. It's just, you have to decide, is it worth for you paying, I don't know, 800 or 1,000 euros for an iPad when you can get a pen tablet as cheap as, I don't know, 60 euros? That is a personal decision that you have to make. But it doesn't matter which one you choose. You can learn to draw on all of them. Sometimes when you zoom in, especially with a pen tablet, you can achieve some better lines, better detail quality. I'm doing that now, drawing alone with you. Well, there you go. It's always fun doing that. Okay. Let's fix this one up a little bit as well. Okay, zooming back out. All right, so let me do this final connection here. And then we can talk about the rest as well. What is that? Why did I draw that? So line weight, as I said, this is quite dark, so I can easily decide to go thicker and darker on this one. I also have a little bit of overlap here, so I want that to come through. Inner lines I always tend to keep as thin as I can, details especially, and outer lines can become a bit thicker. Same here. Let's break that up a little bit. I don't know what the detailing there is, but I'll just, well, there we go. Line, line. This can be a bit thicker as well, especially since we also have overlap here. So we want to make sure that this hangs over the other one. More question. Do you think that studying art history is important in learning to draw? It probably depends on what you want to draw. You sort of answered your questions. I think in general studying art history is useful. I didn't study too much, but I did learn about it a little bit in school. In general, it is very good to learn about the different artistic periods and different artistic waves, like Baroque, Rococo, Gothic style, like all these styles, because there you see how artists of the same period, which can go for hundreds of years, how they try to adapt their own style and do their own thing in a specific style. So you can definitely learn from that. And then slowly how artists were transitioning from one period to the other. And then you had very different styles in different periods. I don't know if you concentrate on the lives and history of specific artists, if that's gonna be fantastically helpful. It's interesting, like there's this good stories in there, and it's just good to have a general knowledge about stuff like that. But I don't know if it's useful to know every little thing about Van Gogh or Michelangelo or any of these artists. So here, this line can be a little bit thicker because we want to make sure that it's... Oh wow, that just started up. We want to make sure that it's over, that the viewer understands that it's over it. And I thought, let's make this like almost like a toy wing. So let's make it thick. So aerodynamically, this would be absolutely useless, I feel. But I think it would look somewhat cool if we give it a thickness. Something like that. I can raise that. And then you would have this disappears a bit. I feel like I can round this a little bit off, like that. And then we would have that there. And then here the thickness. Probably a bit shorter in the thickness. Somewhere there. How old are you? I am 36 years old. Quite an old person. Are you drawing this by imagination or using some reference? This is purely imagination. No reference for this one. Usually I love using reference, and I was thinking for a second at the beginning of this stream to just switch to drawing something after reference because it would have been much faster, but I didn't do it. Here I can thin this out a little bit. I just feel like this line was a bit too thick. So let me come back here. This is also a problem right now on my side, as I said, because I don't feel the tablet that well right now. I will probably go over things a bit more often, and they might become a bit thicker than I would love them to be. There we go. Something like that. Amen, and Singh is back in the house. It's been a while since I saw you here. Nice to have you back. I'm okay, I'm good. Today was a proper autumn day, raining all day long here in the Netherlands. Nothing really happy about today. But other than that, fine. Can't complain. Okay, returning to Greeblies now a little bit, because we said we're going to talk a little bit about those. I'm trying to remember for this, what I have in mind here is just some elements from, for example, a motherboard. It would make no sense to put motherboard elements on something like this, but I'm thinking tech. What is techy? What is sci-fi? And I'm just trying to bring those together. For example, this one, I also try to think a little bit about manufacturing. So this is quite a big piece. Maybe it would be good if we can, like how would you put this together? So maybe it would need some sort of partitioning line here, or section line here. I cut into here, continue there. Then you can add some of these. You can add a small air vent, not duct. I do tend to add a lot of these air vents onto my things. Here as well, you can decide, okay, where is it going to be drilled in there. So stuff like that is what especially in wings, I add a lot of air ducts, air vents, whatever you want to call them. Safe and secure. Then you can make these a little bit tilted as well, just to add a little bit of extra thing to it. And then on the other one, what I also like to add is like these sort of military X panels. I don't know what they do, but they work well there. Oh, Kim, you're also 36. Nice, look at that. Two old people sitting in front of the computer and drawing. See, this is why the Belgians have no proper government. Instead of doing useful things, you are sitting in front of the computer and looking at me do this nonsense. That's what's wrong here. I watched some of your drawings, Soviet car and furniture. It was interesting. Will you continue to make same video? Yeah, I will definitely make more furniture stuff. I don't know if I will make Soviet ones, but I will make... So basically when I talk about Soviet furniture, I also talk a lot about mid-century modern furniture. That's sort of like the style that I enjoy quite a bit. And that was used a lot in Soviet design back in those days. So for wing design, I just totally make something up here. It's nothing really in mind. Cut, cut. So we have a little bit of jump here, jump there, something like that. Now replicate this on the other wing. Let me see. Somewhere there. There. And there. And then we'd have this flap somewhere there. I can make my eraser a bit smaller and then cut in these parts. Here and there. Almost boomer. Almost, yeah. Yabuki el rompe madres. Hello, welcome. Artsy Aki, yes, I am home. I am definitely home after quite some traveling around. Is it Illustrator? No, this is Sketchbook or Sketchbook Pro. Manuel, take that as a compliment. I probably missed what happened with Sketchbook and Microsoft Store. It's just so... This is Sketchbook. I decided to buy Sketchbook, be a good boy and support them. And I had some issues with the Microsoft Store, but I called support, and there was a very nice lady who helped me out with my issues. And we set up a credit card because the payment didn't go through direct Dutch bank account payment. They had some issues there, and like immediately bought it through credit card, and then the money that went through the Dutch bank account got refunded. So in the end, it was all good. Are you adding even little bit engineering, or just you learn to draw like that? So I wouldn't call this engineering, but I did study engineering, and for that I did do a lot of technical drawing. So I might be doing a little bit of that subconsciously. So it's not It's not something that I'm doing necessarily on purpose. It's something that's, I guess, in me a little bit. So again, thick lines, as you can see, where I want to make sure that I want forms to be understood that it's in front of the other forms. So I'm going to lighten this up, add a new layer, and let me go some red. So as you can see, this here, even though I set up the light to come from here, I made these a little bit thicker, just so you understand that it's in front of it, because we have a lot of lines here, and I want to make sure that that is communicated clearly. Back to black. Very nice lady. Oh yeah, she was a very nice lady. I tried to buy Fusion 360 while using an email address with a plus sign in it. Not a good idea. Had to contact support and get refund with a message. Don't use plus. But you don't, if you're only using Fusion 360 for yourself, you don't have to buy it, right? There's like a creative license that you can use it if you're not making money, or like you're having really small projects. Technically, you shouldn't have to pay for it. Some detailing here as well. There, there. I don't understand well line weight. Well, that's what I'm trying to explain here. As if you look at this drawing, everything that's on the inside is thin. So all the detail is thin. Everything that's on the underside, which is sort of like the shadow side, is thick. So everything here is thick. Actually, I could make this a little bit thicker as well. And everywhere where we have overlap, the parts that are closer to the camera are becoming thicker. That's all you have to know about line weight. So technically, and you want to keep them a little bit consistent, so if you can. Like, don't have too big variations if possible. Like, it's fine to have them, or you can do some artistic choices, but I find it's not necessary. Like, this wing can be a little bit thicker just because it's overlapping, and I want it to be thicker than the lines there in the back. Something like that. I use it commercially for laser cutting and such. Wanted to... okay. Nice of you. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Matze, have you ever tried the Mischief drawing app when it was still around, Infinite Vector Canvas? No, I don't think I have. I tried out some Infinite canvases, not vector ones, and they were fun, but they were, I think, always like, oh, this is fun, you can do this, and then, okay, I want to try out more, and no, now you have to pay for it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like paying, to be fair. By the way, Matze, were you here when I was talking about Greeblies? Because as you can see, I added a little bit here and there. And I mentioned sort of my mentality, how I do what and why. So I hope that answered your question a little bit. I also wanted to do a bit of dividing this. Like that. The darkest areas are thicker. So yeah, darkest areas, but also I would say areas that are in shadow. As I said before, let me make it with a box again, because that seems to be the simplest way of explaining. So this is our box. Actually, let me put it on that side as well, so you don't get confused. Here, and I can take away this thing of ours. So we zoom in here. So this is our light source, right? This is where the light comes. So what's happening here is this is going to be the thickest. This is a bit thicker. And this is a bit thicker. And like if we have thin detail in here, that stays usually thin. And usually where it touches the ground is the thickest. So it would be thin, thick, and thickest. So it's this one, this, and this. Well, this one actually, let me keep it like this. This can be thickest or thick, however you want. And the details are also thin. And then if you have, let's say, something that's overlapping, something like this, then you can make this a little bit thicker so you understand the outline of this thing. So this becomes thick again. Just so you know that we have something here that is popping out like that. So this is the idea of whenever you draw something. I just explained 100 YouTube videos how to do line work. Well, I hope so. I hope it helps. This was not curved enough. So this is also something that you can explain with this. So if I return, let me choose this color. And we can erase the wings. So the line was like this, and what I did was I tried to construct this sort of thing here, and I realized it should come something like this. This is the correct curvature. So that's why it's still not completely fixed, but that's why I adjusted this curvature there. Now that we have some of the details in here as well, since we said that this is where the light comes from, I'm just gonna add another layer. I'm gonna take a big black brush and I'm just gonna add in some shadows. I'm gonna make it first half opacity, just so we're not that bothered by the darks. Erase. There we go. So everything that's in harsh dark shadow, I'm gonna make black now. I don't want to make the whole side dark there, but I do want to make the shadows a bit darker. Why flipping the page is important? Because, and I haven't flipped the page yet, because in Photoshop, sadly it's Sketchbook, it's not that easy. So you go to image, mirror layer. You see if you made mistakes much easier. So in this case, I can see that here it becomes too narrow. So my ship should have gone maybe something like that, or it should have something here below. I could have made the wings a little bit thicker. I feel like it immediately looks better if I make the wings like that. And then I can do a image mirror layer. Oh, did I? Image mirror layer. Yeah, I should have done a mirror canvas, but it's okay. Image mirror layer. There we go. So if I do image mirror canvas, this is what I wanted to do. So you can see these sort of mistakes, and especially if you're drawing human faces. Where do I have this? So I usually draw my faces looking to the left, right? So I have a face here. This is the nose. Nose a bit low, eyebrows. Jesus. Come on. Something like that. And then you keep on drawing and trying to make your human face better and better. And then if you do something like image mirror canvas, tap it. And then you can, if you made mistakes, you can see them much easier if they're mirrored. The same thing if you're drawing traditionally, you can take your piece of paper and hold it to a mirror and see in the mirror what that does. So that's that. I don't feel like fixing it, even though now it's annoying me quite a bit. Yes, so I lag 50 seconds behind due to hiccup. Thanks. Looks so far like the perfect reference sketch to dust my Oculus and practice some gravity sketch. Oh, by the way, I am participating in an Oculus test where we are collaborating several people in one sketch. So I think I have the opportunity to invite people there. So we might do one of that if you guys have Oculus and you want to try that. I think that would be a cool thing to draw together with y'all. This can be quite in darkness. So here's a harsh shadow. Like this throws a harsh shadow there. I think that's cool. Okay, let's bring this up. And of course you have to make these shadows work a little bit nicer. And you have to clean them up a little bit. But technically this should be working. Bruhel, I do draw tradition and mirror idea is good. Yeah, you should try that, definitely. Like you will see that if you think something is wrong in my drawing but I don't know what, go up to the mirror, look at it in the mirror and you will see where something is wrong. Maybe put your finger there so when you turn it around you see exactly where the thing was wrong. Yeah, this shouldn't be in darkness. But now I would also add like an extra layer with not so harsh shadows. Let me make this a bit bigger. Let me bring this a little bit below it. Maybe a bit brighter. Yeah, something like this. So I would have definitely an area with not those super harsh shadows as well. So sort of like a mix of the two. And then, of course, something light as well. There. And then here, like here you could combine it, something like that. This should be darker as well. Have you used Paint Tool Sai? Yes, I did. I did use Paint Tool Sai, but then I don't know, I just discovered Sketchbook Pro, and if I'm using something that is, well, it was free, Sketchbook Pro was free, so in the days I did like it more. I don't know how much Paint Tool Sai costs now. I know it was, or it had a very generous free trial period, a long free trial period, so you didn't have to buy it. Let me see, let's do something like this. I need to drink something. Oh, give me a moment. I need to fill up my water bottle. Alright, here we go. You make it look so simple. It is simple. Well, no, it is simple once you did it enough. Okay. Let's go a bit darker. Then we can go a bit thinner. I'm just having fun. This is not part of today's learning objective at all. I'm just messing about. Okay, any more questions? Because I'm thinking about maybe closing it. Actually, maybe, let me see what we had. Lines, shadows, gribblies. I think we sort of have that, but I am going to return and just do a little, because I remember Matsubob asked for a robot. Let me see if we have a quick robot somewhere here. Or actually, we can do one. You said joints, right? This is... Do I have a color in here? Yeah, that's why it was red. I did have a color in there. Look at that. So I'm staying very sketchy right now because I'm also trying to figure out what I want to draw here. Just a very quick robo to finish up the day. And try to keep it a little bit organic in shape. Something like this. So usually what we do with robots is like you have like shells, you have like armors, and then you have exposed parts where you can put these greeblies. Like you can put several joints working together, just make it look a little bit interesting. You can put all sorts of things that are holding them, darker, lighter areas, and then the legs, whatever you want for them. Something here. This is going to be a super rough robot. Same here, so you have a sort of a plated area at the crotch. You can add a little bit of this thing. Then we can add a couple of... lately I really like adding a lot of these, I don't know, like railings, something to hold on to. I don't know why. Always cables. Cables are always nice. I like to add these rounded things. And whatever that is. Greebles are enough. Yeah, there's always need for robots. Because I also wanted to do a little bit more like dark sketching. Dark shadows. Let's try this one. So if you want to go full dark with this one as well, like we're just gonna say, okay, so the sort of wherever there is no light, like one side of everything can be a bit darker. A lot of the under stuff, everything that is in shadow, you can put harsh, strong shadows there. Inside stuff can be quite harsh. As I said, under stuff as well. You can hide a lot of things in dark shadows. What you can do is also like make it fully dark and then just take a white pencil and come back with some white details. Like here I had the thing that is not visible right now. Stuff like that. Ansing is asking, I remember it was last year in lockdown, had bought my first graphic tablet and discovered Sketchbook through your channel. Never left this channel since. I have huge respect for you and the Thanks, man. It's nice to hear. It's good to have the ego stroked a little bit. Thank you. That feels nice. Okay, so this darkness. Have you bought those brushes? Teach marker rendering now that are in it. These brushes, if you go to the video description, there is a link to all these brushes that I'm using. Because a lot of people are asking for them. They are totally free. So my main brushes here are Hudson Rio brushes, and this one is from Kevin Mellon. Hudson Rio is an industrial designer, and Kevin Mellon is a storyboard artist, art director on many TV shows, such as Archer. And I think he has a Netflix show now. I'm not quite sure which one it was. It's like you're cooking. I like to add a bit of pepper, a bit of... Yeah, it is. There's a lot of cooking in drawing. Definitely. Because, yeah, it's different styles. People like drawing in different styles. Okay, I'm starting to not know what to do with this little fella. So I think we might finish this tool. Oh, what? 404? That is not acceptable. It does say 404. Can I edit video as we go along? Let me see. I'll fix the link right now if I can do that. Get link. Copy link. All right. I'm gonna refresh. And I want to give you a thumb. Come on, work, damn it. What are you doing? There we go. It's working. Ha! There you have thumbs up. Yeah, check the link now. You should be able to get the brushes now. How do you think about perspective while drawing robots? Make a vacuum cleaner head. How do I think about perspective? It is well, not cheating, but it is a little bit of stuff that you draw over and over again. So many times I put my robots into sort of a box like this. And I know the perspective of this box because I know that these lines will meet somewhere in a vanishing point there, and all of these lines will meet in a vanishing point there. So everything that's in here, like if I draw a robot in here, like I'm going to make my robot a bit simpler. So it has this torso part, and it has the legs that go forward and the legs that touch down. So I know that these have to follow these lines and these have to follow these lines, and that's how I put things into perspective. And if I want a robot in a different perspective, like a quite strong top perspective, in my head, I just have this strong top perspective box. And then I put my robot into that. So it means that the robot has its head there. And then the legs would be somewhere there. And then touching the ground there. It's at least that's how I approach it. Is it a compliment or more a nuisance to be compared to other? I would never say it's a nuisance. Like, it's a good tool to compare people. It's a good tool for me as well to see what you guys think of me. Cough, Doc Chiang, cough, cough. No, I wouldn't compare myself to Doc Chiang. Like, he's amazing. If you think I'm there, if you want to compare me to him, it's like a huge compliment, obviously. Nico Corti, yes, I am back. Not for long because I'm almost done with the stream. Unless you have some more questions, I'm very close with being done with the stream. I was wondering how it's called, the app you use to make mood boards. Oh, I think you're thinking of... I'll just write it in here. Pure Ref. That's the one where I get my drawings into. Yabuki, what about organic forms in perspective? Pretty much the same thing. Give me an organic form, whatever you want. Let's say. So you can go with the center line, and then you put ellipses on it. So okay, here, before we do that, this is how I explain the ellipse, right? You have a long axis, a short, other way around. Short axis is a long axis. You say this is this long, this is this long. Oh, and then you can same thing again, further back, and then this can grow a little bit. Okay, that was not correct there. Yeah, and then you draw the ellipse again, and then you connect it. Right? Now, if you want to do something like a snake-like thing, then you can do something like this, and then you can add these sort of things there, and then you say, okay, so this is long, long, short, short, there, 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 and then you just connect them again. So this is sort of like there, 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 there. Once again, I'm drawing on the tablet, not used to, so it's not as clean as I would like it to be. So that is somewhat organic. Think out of box, but inside the box. Yes, that can help as well. You can also just, so what Scott Robinson does a lot for like organic shapes is I draw a line and I just do this, right? And then I start projecting this. So instead of the line, I have this sheet on the ground, and then I can say, okay, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit and this up a little bit, and then this comes here. So I'm just gonna try to draw this line here, and then I can do the same thing here, but now I'm gonna go up. So I'm gonna do this. So then you can have a very, very interesting shape here in the end. It's a bit more construction work, but it becomes, as I chose a very, very complicated thing for some reason. Nico Corti, what tablet are you using? Ha! I can't tell you just yet. Look back in 2 weeks, we're going to have a review on it. So right now it's still a surprise, but in 2 weeks I'm going to have a review on this tablet. So far I like it. I can't say anything bad about it, but also I wouldn't say, because we will have the review. Watching courses from Art Center, so powering yet feels newbie as fuck. Powering? I'm not sure what powering is. Scott also likes to draw lefties with his non-dominant hand. I mean, I can do it now, but like it's just gonna be like, especially on the tablet. On paper, I can maybe do something, but okay, I can. Let's draw a box car with my left hand, just so you guys can. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Let's draw a box. I'm gonna make my challenge a bit simpler for myself. Okay, it's easier if I do industrial design lines instead of trying to do it. There you go. This is left-hand drawing, guys. So I'm not Scott Robertson. I die at this challenge. So we're definitely not going to do that next week. I'm studying industrial design and I have a clothing assignment. I'm doing Star Wars outfit. Oh, nice. Clothing is fun. I mean, usually for clothing, I would always draw it just flat. Like a t-shirt would be something like this. Of course, it can be, you need a little bit of fall at the shoulders, and then you need a little bit of folding there. And then obviously, what's a cool, you need a, oh, music stopped. I do not like that. Let's continue the music. There you go, Star Wars apparel. Something like that. How do you draw wires and stuff inside joints of robots? Will you be doing studio tour in the coming days? No, I have a video on that. If you go back a little bit, I sketched out my studio, which is not really a studio, but I did a sketch on that. Going back to robots. So if you have the leg here, wow, this is a little bit too zoomed in. We lose all our quality here. So my idea was that we have several joints. We have one there, maybe one here, and then one there as well. And then we have some sort of interesting connection between these joints that makes this the interesting rotation. And then what I do for wires, usually I let them hang loose. So I just bring them there, or maybe you can pop one in there. Usually they're hidden there. That's also what you have a lot in your, if you look at Metal Gear Solid, this would be solved by all of this, would be hidden in some sort of fabric, right? So this is your upper leg of the robot. You can maybe show something like that. And then this would be hidden in some sort of fabric there. That's just because if you want to think of functionality as well, having those wires loose is not the best solution. But I just think it looks really cool. And it's just my type of design sensibility, that when you have something like this, I just like those loose hanging wires that is connecting one leg with the other, or maybe running up to the body a little bit here and there. And then for wires, you have your typical wire, which you can have something like this. Then you can have sort of a cut and open wire. So then you have the wire housing, then you have a couple of wires in there, and then you have more of the wire housing. You can have the opposite of that, so you just, something stayed here in the middle, but the rest is just really loose wires that go from one end to the other. And these are the main wires that I like using. All complexities inside joints. Random question, what is your favorite cartoon? It's like asking what's your favorite movie. There's a lot. I love Cowboy Bebop. I love... What is that? I love Batman, the animated series. I love Batman Beyond. There's just so many. Transformers, the movie, the 1986 one, the animated movie. That was a good one. There's too many to name. I'm like my brain is sort of dying. I just watched everything that was 90s, from Ninja Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars, SWAT Cats, like even older, back towards the 80s, you had a lot of like stuff like Centurions. I'm more of a early 2000s, 90s, late 80s kid. That's where all my cartoons, like the newer stuff. I think we had like conversations with people here. Like I don't know much about Ben 10 and these newer type of cartoons. That's not really my generation anymore. How can you differentiate sketching from design work? I'm watching this all over, but can't get it. Sketching from design work. Design work doesn't have to do much with sketching. So design usually starts with problem statement. You need something that needs to be solved. That can be that you need a new service. You need a new version of an old product because it's not good anymore, or you have a problem and you want to come with a new product for it. And what you do for that, like you start doing research, like what is there already, then what sort of solutions can you bring. So here with a new product, you look for solutions. You look trend research, what sort of trends are out there, and you can also, like with a solution, you can also ask people, like people questions. And you're still not sketching. This is already weeks. This can be weeks of work, and you're still not sketching. And then you sit together with your team or alone, and then you start writing ideas. So this is now ideation. This was research. And with ideation, you write everything onto Post-its. So you can do small sketches onto Post-its as well. And you start clustering them. What do you like? You take idea A from here, B from there, and C from there, and then you put them together. And then you see maybe you can come up with a cool idea. And usually you try to have 3-4 ideas, and then you also you run through people. And now you can start having some very basic sketches, but just like really line sketches, like this is that and that and that, and then you put this in there and you combine them. And once that is done, and you want to do a housing for it or something, then you can start doing design sketches. If you're, let's say, if you're doing a new vacuum cleaner and you have all the functionalities like A, B, C, all the things that it does, then you can start doing your fancy looking design sketches. That's when sketching comes in. All of this is all the design work. This is just a small part of it. Have you ever tried drawing lightsabers or creating your own? What is a lightsaber? I'm not sure I know what a lightsaber is. User flow. I don't know what an affinity map is, but yeah, user flows. That is important. You also need the user journey. So if you think of, let's take a simple product, a remote control. You have a remote control for the television. What is a user journey? Like, you can also approach this in different ways. One is the idea that, I want to watch television, then looking for the remote, finding the remote, then what are the options on the remote? I'm going to watch Netflix. I'm just going to watch what the local TV has to offer. Am I going to watch YouTube? And then here you can start branching. What does the user do for Netflix? Which buttons can they use to navigate the easiest? Which buttons do they necessarily need? And then this will branch out, and you will have a huge map here. And then you can identify portions where you can, let's say, innovate, or you can make it better or not. And then you can think about, okay, so what solutions can I give here? And then you can think, okay, how do I put it maybe into this remote control? And then you can start drawing, okay, remote control has these parts. I can, especially drawing is good also for you, for thinking, or for presentation purposes. You can see a blow up, not a blow up, what is this? Blowout, or blow, I don't know the exact word right now. But you just blow the product apart and show the specific pieces where you want to change things. So that's part. But really, like, design, like, don't mix up designing with sketching, because it's really not like, designing is a huge thing and sketching is a small little tool that you can do within it. You don't have to sketch. You could 3D model. You could also just take stuff like Lego and build your prototype, what you want to show to the client or to your investor or to whomever. You can build it in little Lego blocks and explain it like that as well. So this, like, sketching is really not that important there. So sketching subgroup of bigger design group. Exactly. Yeah. Can you see me now? Is it still going? Yeah, it is still going. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say goodbye. I thought because OBS crashed, I thought the whole stream went away, but apparently it's still streaming. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, OBS crashed. Oh, OBS is my streaming software. It just wants, it really wants to tell me to end the stream. So I guess that's what we're gonna do now. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I hope you learned something new and interesting, or just maybe just repeated something that was useful for you. And with this, I am going to end the stream. So yeah, see you guys Thursday. Bye bye.